Well, good morning, guys, and welcome to the show, Fernando.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Today, we are starting the MB Quart's Toyota Tundra install. Short story, MB Quart sent us this set. We have a friend, a good friend, Butch. I've known forever, like, took his kid to school, that whole thing. Anyways, we did a stereo in his car many years ago, and well, hey, it's time for an upgrade. We're gonna put the MB Quart Perfect Fit speakers in. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get to it. Kit shows up in two boxes like this and that one. That one actually goes in there. We just could never figure out how to get it back in there.
Yeah, we got impatient and we opened it, so.
Make sure you have room if you order this set. There's a bunch of stuff inside of it, and that's what we're here to take a look at. So like all good things, we are going to start with the speakers. And the reason for that is it comes as a kit that you can get the whole thing. However, you can also buy these a la carte. So if you have a Toyota, these might be the perfect size to upgrade yours. This particular one is the TS1-2810, 160 watt, 8x10, two-way component speaker system, direct OEM upgrade for Toyota, Lexus, and Scion. Scan QR code for full application. I see that as a challenge accepted. So when you scan it, it goes to the MB Quart page. You tap the three little lines here at the top, and it will allow you to type in make, model, and year and find out what parts you need for your vehicle. Cool. 8x10, 160 watts peak, 80 watts normal. Flipping over to the side, same QR code. Flipping over to the back side, just nice artwork. Over here on the end, we have the cool MB Quart Power Sports Marine Audio, mobile audio products, model number. Flipping it over to the back, we have some more information. Let's zoom in. Which the instructions come in English, Spanish, or French. Model number is the TS12810. Power handling RMS, 40 watts each, 80 watts as a system. Some of you guys asked that, so the combined total of power is 80 watts. Power handling peak, 80 watts each, with a maximum power of 160 watts. Impedance for the set is 4 ohm. Sensitivity 1 watt 1 meter is 89 dB. Frequency response plus or minus 10 dB is 50 to 20,000 hertz. Crossover slopes are 12 dB, and specifications subject to change without notice. Take that. And that QR code again. In the far right hand corner, we have powered by Maxonic, designed and engineered in the USA, mbquart.com, music defined. But enough of that, let's get this thing open and take a look at these and see what this Toyota is going to be rocking. Right off the bat, we have a nice laser cut piece of foam housing everything. First thing up are the brackets for the speakers that go in the dash. You have these nice breakaway patterns. They do have a letter on them. It says J. On the back side, it says T. Located here and located here. My guess is depending on what Toyota you have, you're going to break off one or the other. If you notice when you flip it, there's a line here that's for breaking it off on this side, and you flip it on this side, there's a line here. This does look like the common size of the Toyota, this outline here, and this also looks like the newer Toyota, this line here. The tweeter does have a snap in with a little bevel here. I'm sure we'll see more of that in a minute. This whole piece lifts out, and that exposes all of the parts of the speaker. Personally, I want to take a look at this guy before we dig at all the little trinkets, because, well, it's an 8x10, and that's a lot of speaker. One of the features of going with a direct factory replacement is, well, it's designed to go in the same way as the factory. When you're buying an aftermarket speaker, you have to build your brackets or buy your brackets. Then you have to talk about, am I going to use some form of a foam or plastic with foam to couple the speaker with the door panel, just like the factory. Whereas when you buy something like this, it's already done. It has the foam here on the front. It's designed at the right height so that the door panel will sit right on top of this and we don't have to worry about all that sound getting blasted away. Now, as far as the actual speaker itself that is housed inside of this, what would look like a factory mounting bracket, we have a lightweight yet durable fiber cone, a Y35 iron ferrite magnet, which is going to be way bigger than what you currently have, which it needs to be because we're going to be putting a bunch of power in this. This is a rubber surround located up underneath here. The dust cap is also made out of that fiber material. This looks like it's treated from the front, whereas this you can actually feel the fiber. Very, very fiber-ish. Feels really nice. Looks like a donut. Has a little dimple in the center. If you did want to take this apart, it looks like there is screws located on the back side of this. I don't know why you'd want to do that to remove this grill, but it's definitely built. And then the foam goes on it. Speaking of foam, it also has foam on the back side. On the back side, also you have the passive crossover that is screwed into place. Your input is the factory style input, as you would expect. It clicks right in, comes in through here, moves across the crossover panel, and then into the speaker this way. Now, along with this standard plug here, like normal Toyotas, if you rotate it just a little bit more, you'll find the new Toyota plug located on the side here. Because of that, this will work in a wide range of years of Toyota vehicles. And if you look at this, if you've ever seen a Toyota universal adapter, there's holes here that are all different size. Like this looks like a snowman. This also looks like a snowman. So there is a wide range of years that this will be able to go in, not just a Toyota Tundra. Setting this aside, let's take a look at the tweeter. So the tweeter, this little sexy guy right here, is what they call a wide sphere tweeter. It's also made out of titanium, so you're gonna get that nice crisp tick 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 that I know you guys love. It has a grill that is attached to it. This is not made to come off. It has the 3 clips located on the side, and those are designed to snap into the 3 clips here. This will go in, turn it until it fits, and then push. And now we have a tweeter complete. It's designed to mount this way, whether you're gonna break these off or break these off, doesn't matter, it's still gonna mount this side down because of the way the clips are designed. On it, we just have a regular wire going off to some ends. That means inside of the box, we have a bunch more parts, and that's these guys right here. And they are copies of one another, meaning we have 2 of each, along with the other tweeter. On the one end, you have male and female, smaller style terminals, what we'd commonly refer to as a negative terminal. And then on the tweeter itself, you have the male and female version of those, so that you can click these together and that will complete the connection for the tweeter. On the opposite side, well, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We have the 2 different Toyota plugs. This is the little bit older version that has the dual trace, meaning that goes up into the dash, connects to the dash speaker, and then goes off to the mid-range in the door. It's going to have these 2 guys here, so if you did want to run a separate amp to the tweeter and to the mid-range, like you're not doing the kit, you can do that here. And then we have the newer version also on this. You have all of your connections to allow this to go into that dash spot. And then this is what the crossover looks like. So we have a coil on one side and a capacitor on the other. This end is kind of different than what we've seen in the past with these plug and plays. A lot of the times they just put all of that stuff in the box. In this case, they've tried to keep it nice and simple in that you just plug in the one that you need, tape the other one into place, and if you get a newer Toyota and you want to take these out, well, hey, looks like you can do that. It's entirely up to you. On the board, if you got in here and looked really close, you'll see where there's an individual solder point for all of these. So I guess if you wanted to cut this open, you could unsolder those. It really just depends on how ridiculous you want to make your install. But this is designed to be the super plug and play installation. We'll see how I feel once I get to this. Yeah, I know. Now, for those of you guys out there that are rear speaker lovers, well, guess what? This set also comes with a set of rear speakers. This is the TC1-118 150 watt 7-inch 2-way. I think we're all picking up on a theme here that they've done, is that they looked at it and said, yeah, we could fit a 6.5 in there because, yeah, or we could put a 6x9, but why? Why when we have all this extra room? I mean, an 8x10? Come on, seriously? That's insanity. We also have a 7-inch. I hope these things have the mid-bass that I'm dreaming of them having with these big cones. Anyways, same QR code that we can scan, 7-inch, 150 watts peak, 75 watts RMS. If we fly this thing over to the back where we were on the other one, model TC118 40 watts, power handling RMS each. 75 watts for the system. Power handling peak is 75 watts each with a 150 watt system. These guys are 4 ohm. They have 88 dBs of sensitivity, 1 watt, 1 meter. Frequency response plus or minus 10 dB is 50 to 20,000. 12 dB per octave, crossover slopes. Specifications subject to change without notice. And then of course the Maxonic information here. Everything else just kind of mirrors what we saw in the other box. Let's open these up and check them out. Laser cut foam, fantastic. You can tell we've already, you know, like looked at this one because we messed up the bag. But, I mean, how can we not? I mean, we've been looking at these for a while, and I want to see it. Inside the box, before we get to the driver, we have this guy, direct OEM speaker upgrade for Toyota Lexus sign. There again, QR code. For more information on setting up this product, scan the QR code. Nothing on the back side. And then down here, we have the adapters. So just like the other speaker where it can plug into pretty much all of the Toyota plugs, both old and new, this has the adapters to go from the factory older adapter, which you would plug into this, to the newer factory adapter. That allows them to not have to put the 2 plugs on this like they did on the 8x10, because obviously this doesn't have as much room. But it's nice that they included these. With the harnesses out of the way, let's take a closer look at our 7-inch. Now the really nice thing about this is that just by looking at it, you can tell that this looks just like the 8-inch as far as the cone, the surround, the tweeter. The tweeter is that same titanium tweeter located here, which is cool because a lot of the times when, you know, people build coaxials, they don't always put the same, like it's a little smaller. It's just not what you're hoping. This is the same tweeter. That means we're gonna have a nice balance between those rear speakers and those front speakers, if that's important to you, which a lot of people it is. I know, it's weird. And then when you look at the cone, that fiber cone that is on the big 8x10, it's the same fiber cone that's on the 7-inch. That same rubber surround. How cool is that? Very nice. On the side here, you have that input for the factory clip, and then you have the speaker itself. And this is designed to very much look like that Toyota bracket, which is nice. As you see this is the rain guard that comes on the factory speaker. So this actually clips in, and that will keep the water from just pouring into this. The tweeter does pass the wire out through the side. So if you wanted to go full crazy and do active, which this is a plug and play system, I don't know you would, but you could. I wouldn't, because why? You just plug it in and call it a day. Factory mounts, the foam, so that the door panel will attach to this. All in all, very nice factory upgrade for sure. So I guess this is what you'd say, you know, if you could build anything but make it plug into the same spot, what would you do? Well, you'd probably do something that looks like this. Let's take a look at the subwoofer and finish off the speakers that we're putting in this vehicle. These are the subwoofers that are going. We have 2 10s. The box is an HDPE form-fitted blown enclosure that is designed to go right into the passenger side where you have that big tray that doesn't do anything. That comes right out, this goes right in. It even is designed to retain the driver's side. How cool is that? Let's flip it over. It also has divots for where all of the factory pieces belong. Even so much so over in the corner, if you happen to have that weird body control module located here, this is designed to fit right in. Has a harness, so the subwoofer's already pre-wired. This is just gonna plug into our amplifier system. Of course, I know some of you are sitting there going, well, yeah, I get it, it's a 10, but what does the 10 look like? And to be fair, I wanna know too. Now, most manufacturers, the subwoofers they put in these boxes, the backsides aren't as pretty, they don't have all the cool stuff attached to them. We haven't looked at this, but let's take a look at this and see what this one looks like. All right, so thankfully my curiosity got the better of me, which means we're taking this guy out. One thing we noticed right away that I thought was odd is that each speaker, even though it has 8 screw holes, only had 4 screws in it, which to me means that there's probably, we need to take these out. Other manufacturers do that with their preloaded enclosures. They'll hide instructions and stuff like that in the box. That is actually perfectly normal. And when we took this woofer out, sure enough, it was not connected. The wires are simply sitting right here to be connected to the woofer, which would explain why there's only 4 screws instead of the 8, which I'm guessing are in a parts bag. Sure enough, the reason why these are only put in with 4 screws is it does come with a parts bag, and the reason for that is that in the instructions it says remove the woofers to mount this into the box, because when we saw on the back side of the woofers it had these holes here. These are where this is going to get connected to the vehicle so that this just doesn't flop around in the back of the car, and that's what this bag of screws are for, which once we get to that part of the installation we would have discovered and would talk about, and now we just know we're going to be talking about it. This is the woofer. Look at the magnet on this thing. This is a pretty respectable driver. I thought maybe it was going to be something shallow, but no, it's a normal depth 10-inch driver. Looks like between 2 1/4 and 2 1/2-inch voice coil. Feeling the plastic because we do have this out. This is pretty thick. Feels like a good 1/4 of an inch, maybe more in places. So very rigid. I'm pushing it and it's not giving, it's not flexing. Batten inside of it, and then it has both leads. And this is kind of nice. A lot of people don't think about this, but the wire is taped and is shrink wrapped. The reason why that is important is because some cases when you just have regular wire in here and it doesn't have the tape insulator on it, it can rattle around inside of the box and make noise. They've gone through the extra step of hand doing tape on the wire. I don't have to do it. I like that. That is fantastic. Now you do probably want to pull out both drivers. I mean, you could reach your arm over here and get it in, but what would be the point? And they are 2 different sizes, so you know, you could probably sit here for 10 minutes and be like, oh, I think I got it. Actually, I'm almost there. No, I'm not. Okay. So we won't do that. It does also say MB Quartz on here, which is really cool. Speaker wise, this is what we have. 4 new drivers for the front, a set of coaxials for the rear, 2 10s for behind the seat. As I said at the beginning, all of this stuff is a la carte. So if you just want to buy pieces individually to put in your car, you can, or you can buy the full kit like this is. I wanted to show you guys each piece individually so that if you were interested in picking these things up, this would be a small enough video that you could check it out and decide, you know, hey, I like that. So the next video we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the power wire, fuse holders, T-harnesses, everything that it's gonna take to do this plug and play system into the vehicle before we start on the vehicle. But for right now, Fernando.
On to the next one, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're looking forward to this as much as we are. Have a great night, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.